Hello and welcome to another edition of Complaint Corner. Today's project is going to be on a 2003 Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive with the 5.9 liter gas engine. We're going to be removing and replacing the water inlet housing as well as the thermostat. The stock thermostat is 195 degrees on this model. I've decided to go down to 180 degrees. I'm just going to make it slightly cooler. You're looking at maybe a loss of 0.2 miles per gallon, but a very slight increase in horsepower, especially when combined with a custom exhaust and a cold air intake system. That's debatable. Some people will argue that. In any case, neither here nor there. Basically, since this is a relatively simple project, although a pain in the butt, I've done most of the work already to keep it a shorter video so that I can just go through and show you the finer points of what you need to do. You're going to need to get a 16 millimeter socket, a 9/16 and a 1/2 inch socket, as well as a 5/16 and or a screwdriver. And that's pretty much everything that you're going to need. All right. What you're going to want to do, since the housing is down here in a very inconvenient area, is you're going to remove 3 bolts from this plate right down here. After you remove those bolts, just set the plate out of the way. You're going to remove a bolt from this arm here and a nut at the front, and then set that out of your way. You're going to take your 16 millimeter socket and you're going to put it on your tensioner right here and pull that way so that you can release the tension on the belt and remove it. Then you're going to loosen this bolt on the bottom left of the alternator and then remove the bolt from the top, and then you can simply slide the alternator over to the side to get it out of your way so you have room to maneuver. On the small hose, excuse me, if you have the hose clamp over here, it's going to be in the way of removing that bolt, so you're going to loosen that, move that out of your way. Then you're going to remove the rear bolt and the front bolt, and also loosen the clamp on your hose so that you can then just pull it out of your way. Set that off to the side. Remove the old inlet housing and remove the original thermostat. Make sure that you remember to thoroughly clean all of the old gasket away from the housing where it seats. Otherwise, you're going to have to do this all over again. Get it nice and clean. You scrape it with a screwdriver head or a razor blade, whatever you need to do. Just make sure that you don't have any residual gasket down there. Alright, once you get to that point, then you're simply going to get your new thermostat. Like I said, stock replacement is 195 degrees. I decided to go with 180. Just make sure that it's seated down in there. It just drops right in. Now, as far as the new inlet and the gasket, since it's in a precarious location, what I like to do to make sure that the gasket does not slip as you're trying to get everything put back together is I will just take a tiny little dot of super glue on the very outside edges, just a small dab, so that I can set that gasket on there and put the entire assembly in place without everything slipping and sliding all over it. Makes it a lot easier. Alright, so once that's done, you just go ahead, take your time with it, and lower that down into place. Make sure that you get everything lined up, and then you're ready to put your new bolts into place. After you do that, then you want to go ahead and don't forget to readjust and tighten down the clamp on the smaller hose. And then you can put your main top radiator hose back down into place, tighten that hose clamp. Once that's done, then you can put your alternator back into place. Don't forget to tighten both bolts. Put the arm that we removed from here back into place. Put your 3-point bracket back over here in place. Put your 3 bolts in. Tighten everything down. Once that's done, get your 16mm wrench again and put pressure down to the driver's side on the tensioner. Put your belt back in place. Release the tensioner, and then you're ready to go ahead and top off the radiator, crank it up, and inspect for any leaks or other issues. And that's pretty much the entire process. Like I said, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to help you with it. Or if you have any questions on this particular type of vehicle or any other vehicle, feel free to ask. I don't know everything, but I've got 30 years plus of wrench turning experience, and if I know the answer, I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks again for watching.